So grab a mat or a towel or whatever you have handy at home, and let's get started. So we're going to start on our backs. So just come onto your bum, place the soles of the feet onto the floor there, and just really slowly come back into a lying position. And then just bring the soles of the feet together and just let your knees drop out to the side. Again, just if this is uncomfortable for you, then maybe finding a pillow or something to just support your thighs as your flexibility increases, just whatever's comfortable for you. And just letting those knees drop out to the side, just really helping open those hips up. And just taking a few breaths here just to settle in. It's a good opportunity to feel out any bits that might feel tight that you want to work on, or anything that maybe just need to pull back from. So a couple of breaths here. Just settle in again, just letting go of anything that's happened today or anything that's happening later. And then just bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, and then just extending your left leg towards the mat. Get your right knee and just bring it into your chest for giving yourself a big hug. And think about pulling your knee towards your armpit there. Toes flex just to get that little bit more engagement. And then just extending the leg all the way up, so it's flexing those toes, and then interlacing the hands behind the thigh, and then just pulling your leg towards your chest there and getting this really lovely hamstring stretch here. So toes flex and leg press down onto the left there. And we're going to go for kind of like a push-pull action here, so opposites of tension. As we pull the leg in, we're going to be pushing the thigh backwards. And this just really helps increase the flexibility in your muscles. I know it might feel a little bit uncomfortable to begin with. Muscles might start to shake a little bit. And again, just maybe spending 2 or 3 breaths here. Just allowing that time to get into the muscle. Then taking a nice big deep breath in. And on the exhale, seeing if you can pull that leg a little bit closer. So you can even bring your hands up towards your calf here. And just again pulling it in, 2 or 3 breaths. Muscles might be shaking a little bit, and see if you can just draw that leg in a little bit more. So those breaths should help you just increase that stretch there. Nice. And just take a bend in the knee and just let that leg just drop down. Maybe have a little bit of a wiggle out. Inhale, bring the knee up towards the chest and just pull it towards the armpit on the other side. Just getting that really lovely stretch as you give yourself a bit of a hug. And then coming back to center and just extending that leg up towards the ceiling, same as we did on the other side. So interlacing the hands behind the thigh. And then as you pull the leg in, just push that thigh away. So you should be kind of doing that. Again, 2 or 3 breaths. Then a nice big deep inhale, and then on an exhale, just see if you can just bring that leg in. So my left side is a lot tighter than my right, and again you might find that one side is a bit tighter. So it's quite normal with people just to have that little bit of an imbalance there. So again, just a couple of breaths here. And then just bend at the knee, and then placing the soles of the feet onto the mat there. Bring both knees into the chest for a hug. And it might be nice to just roll from side to side. And then just bringing the legs upwards, we're just going to come into a rock and roll action here. So maybe 2 or 3 of these. Again, they can be nice for the spine. They can just be quite fun. Now the last one, crossing the legs. Pushing your weight forward, coming onto your palms, and just stepping those feet back till you come into your tabletop position. A little moment here, just to wiggle around. Then tuck the toes, send the bum up towards the ceiling as you come into your downward facing dog. Having a little bit of a pedal out here, so getting that stretch in your hamstrings. Hands should be about shoulder width apart, so for me about mat width there, so fingers nice and spread wide. Getting that lovely length in your spine, so bend in the knees here if you can't get your feet flat on the floor, that's absolutely fine. I get quite tight hamstrings, so Taking your dog for a little walk, just really getting that lovely stretch. And then just coming to a place of stillness here. And we're going to take the right foot up towards the ceiling and then bending the knee, and we're going to roll the hip open. So coming into your three-legged dog here. So again, really lovely hip opener. Make sure you're not losing the integrity in your shoulders here. So keeping those shoulders nice and solid, facing the front. Then coming high onto the left toes, bring the knee towards the nose. Place it in between the hands, giving it a little helping hand if you need to. Dropping the back knee, and then just coming, bringing that top body up, and we're going to push forward into your low lunge or runner's lunge, getting that lovely stretch in your hip flexor here. So again, 2 or 3 breaths just to settle in. And then on an exhale, push back, coming onto the heel of the right foot, and then just pushing that bum backwards and just getting that lovely stretch in your hamstrings. Inhale, roll forward. Just going to do this a couple of times just to warm the muscles up. Exhale, push back. Inhale, roll forward. You should feel your range of movement increasing with each one. And then just last one here, just pushing back. See if you can go a little bit lower here. And then just bringing the hands forward. Shimmy the right foot onto the outside edge of the mat. Plant the hands down and then just tuck the back toes and send that heel towards the back of the room. So straightening that leg, getting that nice engagement in your quad and your glutes there. And then take the right hand and just take it up towards the ceiling there. So going in for your easy twist. Lovely upper body twist here, but also nice engagement in your glutes and your quads. Calf push back there. Then bringing the hand back down towards the mat, you're just going to walk them towards the edge of your mat as you walk your feet forward as well. So just coming into a wide leg forward fold there, and just bringing your hands towards the mat, getting that lovely stretch in your inner thighs. And then we're ever so slightly going to take a bend in the right knee as we push towards the right hand side, and then just getting that lovely engagement in your inner thigh there. Back to the centre, and then just same on the other side. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, just push down. See if you can sink a little bit lower each time. Inhale, rise up, exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise up. If you do have it in your practice, so you can start to just practice coming out a little bit lower, maybe not using your hands. Inhale, rise up, exhale, drop down. Inhale, rise up to centre, bringing hands to the mat, and we're just going to walk them in line with the feet there. And think about dropping the head towards the mat. And again, depending on what you've got in your range of you've got in your practice, you could bring your head towards the floor, getting that lovely stretch in your inner thighs, and just letting your head hang heavy here for a moment, just getting that lovely length in your spine here, just letting any tension go of the neck and the shoulders. Nice big deep breath. And just pushing up with the hands, and you're just going to heel toe your feet in, but keeping your toes pointing towards the corners of your mat there. Take a bend in the knees, and then just bringing the body up there, but staying in quite a wide leg squat. We're just going to take our hands on the hips, and we're just going to drop the right shoulder towards the middle of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink down, so shoulder towards the middle of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink down, so just one more each side. Inhale, rise up. Shoulder towards the middle, so again, you should feel this in your side body. Inhale, rise up. I've lost count, so we'll just do one more. Drop that shoulder, and then come. I know the quads are probably on fire now, and then just heel toe the feet all the way to the centre. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, just take hands to heart centre, and just take a step towards the lengthways of your mat. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, take the hands all the way down to the mat. A little bit of a bend in the knees. Again, just let the head hang heavy a little bit so you get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Slight bend in the knees. Think about having your chest onto your thighs if you can, but then tucking your pelvis sort of upwards. And then inhale, rise up into half forward fold. And then exhale, sink down. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise up. And then just walk your hands towards the front of the mat. And then step into your downward facing dog. So hands shoulder width apart. Pushing that spine, lovely long spine. Just have a little bit of a pedal out here. And then just rolling high up onto your toes. Sort of ripple forward into your high plank. Drop your knees. And then just lower the chin and chest towards the mat. Pulling the shoulders in by your side as you come into your baby cobra. So having a lovely little back bend here. So stretching the front line of the body, but glutes should be squeezed as well. Exhale, sink down, just tuck those toes and push back into your downward facing dog. If that's too challenging to push all the way up, then from here just tuck the toes, push back, sort of going halfway through child's pose, and then push that bum up towards the ceiling there. So we're just going to go on the other side, so same thing, so left foot up towards the ceiling there, bend the knee, roll that hip open, so really, really lovely hip opener here. Come high onto the left toes, bring the knee towards the nose, place it towards the hands and just drop that back knee. Just give the foot a helping hand if you need to. And then just rising up, same as we did on the other side. So nice deep bend forward, getting that lovely stretch in your hamstrings. And then exhale, come onto your heels. Again, hip flexor I meant to say beforehand, so hamstrings this time. Inhale, roll forward, push forward, get that stretch in your hip flexors. So glutes should be firing as well. Roll back. Hamstrings, you might be able to sink a little bit deeper each time, just challenge yourself a little bit. Inhale, roll forward. And then exhale, sink back. Inhale, roll forward, and then just walk those hands, placing them down on the mat. Heel toe that foot towards the edge. Hands down in front of you there, tucking the back toe, pushing that heel back. Again, getting that lovely engagement in your quads, and then placing your right hand on the mat. Take your left hand up towards the ceiling for your easy twist. On the other side, again, your left glute should be firing here as well, pushing that heel back so you've got that engagement in your left leg. And taking your hand back towards the mat, and then walking it towards the opposite side. So I'm just going to turn my back on you for a moment here. And the same as we did on the other side, so again, just letting everything hang heavy. You should get a lovely, lovely stretch there. And then just dropping our weight towards the right hand side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop down to the left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, rise up. And again, if you've got in your practice just to come a little bit lower, then you can maybe start playing around with this. But again, just listen to your body. It's quite an intense stretch to this. And just coming back to the middle. Again, just taking those hands in line with the feet. And if you've got it in your practice, maybe take the head towards the floor. And just hang out here for a moment. It's quite nice. Just let the head hang heavy, just let everything go. Lovely stretch in your inner thighs there. And just a breath here. And then just walking the hands forward. You will heel toe those feet back in slightly until they're pointing out towards the corner of the mat. Deep bend in the knees as we go for a deep squat on the other side. Hands on hips. And then just taking a nice big deep breath and then dropping the shoulder. Inhale, rise up. And then on an exhale, just dropping that shoulder on the other side. Inhale, rise up. Dropping the right shoulder. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, just sink down. Inhale, rise up. Again, I've lost count. Exhale, sink down. Just do one more on the other side. Lovely, and then just heel toe those feet in till they're about hip width apart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And again, just taking a step towards the front of your mat. My mat seems to have gone for a walk. Inhale, hands up, nice and high. And then exhale, just fold forward, taking the hands towards the mat. Again, just letting everything go. Think about getting that lovely stretch here. Chest towards thighs. Bend in the knees if you need to. Then inhale, rise up, forward fold, half forward fold. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise up. Now place the palms of the hands on the mat. And then just walk your feet back, pushing back into your downward facing dog. And then just coming high up onto the toes, rolling forward into your high plank. Now if you've got it in your practice, and now that we're nice and warm, you can maybe go for a full hover. So pushing the heels back, so nice strong high plank. Take a slight bend in the elbows and thinking about wrapping them back and round. Coming in for a full hover, untucking the toes and then pulling the chest and shoulders into your upward facing dog. If this is too challenging, then go for the first option that we did in the first round, which is down onto your knees and taking that chest and chin between the hands. Then pushing the bum back up towards the roof or ceiling into your downward facing dog. So we're just going to do that one more time. So coming high up onto the toes, rolling forward into your high plank. Slight bend in the elbows as we come down into your hover. Untuck the toes into your upward facing dog. So lovely back bend here, so stretching everything out. And then just pushing back into your downward facing dog or going through child's pose. And then we're just going to drop down onto our knees, untuck the toes and take the chest and chin in between the hands. Have a little bit of a shimmy out here, just roll the hips out. Then just bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders into your Sphinx pose. So last little back bend here, and then we'll just go into relaxation. So again, squeezing that bum, making sure that you're really sort of plugging the pelvis onto the mat there, just to really support your lower back. And without actually moving, just think about pulling the elbows towards your thighs there, towards your hips. And that just gets a really lovely engagement in the front line of the body, a nice core engagement. And just taking a couple of breaths here. Lovely, and then just think about pushing the bum back towards the heels, walking the hands towards the thighs. So maybe having big toes touching. And we'll just come into a wide-legged child's pose if that's comfortable. If it's not, then just have legs together. Again, whatever's comfortable for you and your body. And just take that head towards the mat. And just spend a few moments here just taking a few deep breaths. I mean, if you've got the time, then again, just spend a few minutes here just deep breathing or listening to some nice music. I think I could spend most of the day in this pose, so just give yourself a few moments. And then just whenever you're ready, just really slowly come in to a seated position before getting up. But yeah, if you've got the time, just stay and chill there. So that's just a really quick full body flexibility routine for you there that you can do at any time of the day for any ability. And if you are working on your flexibility, then the more you do it, you should notice just everything going a little bit more flexible. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.